guys, Felicia here. So before we start the show, I just want to ask you guys to help us make sure that we're creating content you really, really want to hear, and make sure we stay on topics that you need help with. And we want to make sure we're giving you practical tips, tricks, and tactics that you need for your career journey and to get where you're trying to go. And so we have a survey that we would like for you to do. It should only take about 5 minutes. There's going to be a link in the show notes for you to do our survey. If you are on our email list, you'll also get an email reminding you to please do this survey so that we make sure we're giving you the best content possible, and making sure that if we have any advertisers, that they are advertisers that are speaking to your specific needs, and that we promote things that are going to truly help you and not just be for some commercial gain, because that's not what we're about over here. We are here at the Trill MBA Show to help you really, truly skyrocket your career in all the ways that make you whole and happy and healthy and prosperous, because we about these bags, okay? All right, let's start the show. Welcome to the Trill MBA Show. I'm your host, Felicia Ann Rose Anuha, aka the Trillest MBA you will ever know. And I'm here to help you survive and thrive in corporate America by giving you the truth and being as real as only I can be. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I missed you guys these last 2 weeks. Well, the week before last, the tea was too hot. The episode was recorded. Chris had edited it, and we were doing some check-in because, you know, we try to mix truth and anonymity and, you know, the lesson and be impactful. But sometimes it get too close to what's really going on, and I had got too close. That tea was hot. It was burning, boiling. So we had to put it over there. Sorry about that, guys. And then last week, I was out for the count, y'all. I was so sick. I was supposed to be in Atlanta, hanging out with my friends for their birthdays. I had 2 birthday celebrations for the weekend, and I was out for the count. Did not get to get on a plane. I couldn't even pack. I was trying to pack, y'all. It was so sad. And this is where, you know, you try to muscle through, and don't let your body get to the point of, no, I'm just shutting completely down. Your muscles will stop moving. You will lay in this bed. You will drink this orange juice. Okay. You will blow your nose. You will cough. You will get coughing attacks. You will get coughing attacks while you're trying to pack because you think you're getting on this plane. Lay down. Go lay down. So yeah, guys. I'm excited to be here. We are the week before the last week of December. Like, this is it, guys. This is it. 2 more episodes in the season. Then we're going to take a little break. So today we're going to continue with Client Chronicles. This tea is hot. It's not boiling. It won't burn us. Mostly because it's not recent. So we can gain some good lessons from this Client Chronicle. Today, this client, her name is Lisa. And Lisa is a MBA. She's super smart, super sharp. She's a lot like me. Like, there's a lot of similarities between me and Lisa. She grew up in a single parent home. She's from a small town in the South. Didn't grow up around anybody who really worked in corporate spaces. Most of the people she knew were teachers and nurses, which are all wonderful, like, serving professions. And, you know, she just wanted to be a businesswoman her whole life. She wanted to be a businesswoman. She wanted to climb the corporate ladder. She had great dreams and hopes and goals. And because her mother wasn't this corporate professional, She really just worked super hard, made great grades all throughout, undergrad, grad school, very on it. And she too decided to go into marketing. And, there are so many things about company culture. And this was Lisa's learning, hard-fought learning. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How Lisa didn't understand her company culture. We're also going to talk about where you think you're self-aware, but then you're not. You're not. And so today we're going to start with Lisa's second job post-MBA. The first one was disastrous. She had moved way far away to a land in frozen tundra somewhere in the Midwest. We've all done it for that paycheck. And after a couple of years, she realized, I got to get the hell up out of here. Also, the company probably pushed her out. So we've all been there. But she lands her second role and she's excited because as a marketer, she's now at a big CPG company that's well known and the brands are loved. And she starts out on a little tiny brand and she doesn't realize that that's not a good thing.
Wait, why?
So lesson number 1, pay attention to the desk. So if you work in like marketing or even finance, even operations, any of the functions where you actually have to manage the day-to-day operations of a brand / business / product. So the known identifiable thing. So marketers would call that brand. In finance, you'll call that the product or the service. In operations, you'll call that the manufacturing, the thing that you make that goes on the shelf that all the consumers know, right? So Lisa, she's excited because she has started out in another industry and not working for things that people saw on the shelves. And so now she's excited because she gets to do some of the fun and sexy things that people think marketers do all the time, which is just a little part of their job. So she'll get to go on photo shoots and go shoot commercial and all those things that she didn't get to do at her previous company because they didn't have no money and they didn't really do those tactics. And so she's excited and she's going to learn. And so she's starting off on this little tiny brand in the portfolio of the company. And what she's geeked about is that she's got a manager of color. We'll call him Bobby. And Bobby is super smart, well-liked, and he is willing to sit down and take out time and really teach Lisa how to be a new brand marketer. So she's super excited because she's never had anybody to sit down and teach her how to do the things that marketers do. So things like volume forecasting and how to understand the analytics of your business and understanding the P&L and the parts of the P&L you get to see as a marketer, because sometimes you don't even get to see the whole P&L because you're so low on the totem pole. But understanding how to manage Nielsen or IRI and being able to pull data out of those systems and tell a story with that data. So she's learning all these things for the first time for, ever having any data like this. And she's creating reports and she's doing really well and she learns quick. So, within a month or two, she's doing the weekly report and Bobby taught her how to do it. So, she's really excited, even though this brand is really small and nobody really cares and it doesn't get a lot of resources. She's excited that somebody's taking time out to teach her how to do her job. Oh, but then she's happy. She's got a good manager. She thinks this could be the place I can grow my career. These are all mistakes, guys.
Again, why? That sounded awesome.
Because guess what happened? About 4 months into starting at the company in this new role on the little desk, the company decides, oh, we've got to backfill this same role on a bigger brand. And since you're good with these numbers and you learn quick, we're just going to move you into this new role. Now, if Lisa had understood the company that she worked for, if she had really understood about brand itself and the bullshit hoopla that these companies make in the form of Kool-Aids and Jim Jones juices that you're supposed to drink internally, she would have pretended to be excited to be plucked from the little desk and put on the big desk. So this is something I need you guys to realize in this story. I need you to pay attention and look around at your company's portfolio. And this is something I learned even after, where Lisa was in her career. And it's a hard lesson. It's a hard understanding. Every company has a pecking order to where they're driving resources. And it is your job to understand what parts of the portfolio, parts of the business, if it's brands, if it's divisions, it's your job to understand where the money is going and what everybody believes is important, what the senior leaders are looking to invest in. And this is easy information to find out. You work in the company. You can go in the data. You can go look at documents, like go be nosy, go find out, go ask questions. And you don't even have to really ask anybody. Like you can literally go on their website and look at the 10K, guys. Like you can do this research and you have access to more information when you work for the company. On the intranet, you can listen to the earnings calls and that will tell you what the company is focusing on. And if you're not working on those things, then you probably aren't in the best spot to be seen, to be heard, and to quickly rise the ranks.
Damn.
And so particularly with these big CPG brand companies, the desk you're on is important. So for example, if you want to get promoted at, say, a company, I can't say any names, guys, because some of these companies I've actually worked at too. But let's say a well-known soft drink brand, pick one. There's only like 3, but pick one of the 3. I've worked at 2, and I know people at the 3rd. But take the name brand thing, the thing the company's named after, okay? If you don't work on that desk, so if I don't work on this red or blue can, right, then I need to somehow work to position myself to work on that desk. Or if it's chips, let's just say, then I need to position myself to work on the desk with the yellow bag. We all know what I'm talking about. So I need to work on the big dog brand in the house. That's your goal. And if you aren't able to figure out how to get there, or if there's a block, and then the more you try to get there, the more resistance, you've got to leave. You got to leave the company because you're not in the 9 box in a place that says, oh, we're going to groom you to a certain point. And so you've got to find out real information. You got to get somebody to be honest with you. And it's going to be hard because nobody wants to tell a worker B they're a worker B. But if you don't see progress, you're a worker B. And one of the things that denotes progress is you working on the biggest brands in the building. You presenting about the biggest brands in the building. You being put in front of customers for these big brands. You getting that visibility. You doing the innovation projects for these big brands. You getting visibility for working on those big brands. That's how you know you're moving in the right direction. And then getting promoted is the cha-ching check. So for Lisa, this was actually a good thing. But unfortunately, she didn't understand any of this that I just explained. And she was hot. I mean, upset, cried, didn't mean to cry, but cried because in her mind, she finally had a good manager and she hadn't had that. And she finally had somebody who was going to invest time and work with her and guide her career and like really be there so she could really learn. And she was just afraid. She had a fear-based reaction. So that's the other thing that you have to be mindful of is controlling your emotional responses to things in the workplace. You want to be even killed. Good leaders are even killed. And the thing is, when this happened to Lisa and she was upset about it, it's a double whammy because people are like, one, you are ungrateful. We are putting you on the biggest brand in the building and this is how you're acting. Again, this goes over her head until we talk. And then the other thing is you're being immature. This person who is your manager still sits right across the hall from you. You can go talk to them when you want to. Why are you crying? Now, I understood why Lisa was crying. I get it. I've been there 11 times. But I also understood why the organization now has marked her as lacking executive maturity. Mind you, she had no idea. And so part of this lesson is you have to show up in a way that connotes this level of maturity, even though you're a human being having a human reaction and a human response. We don't get to do that. And when I say we, I mean every fucking body. Nobody gets to really do that and get away with it. You can't get away with it long term. Now, there are some people who they get to be assholes at work. I don't know why. I don't know why they get to be assholes and everybody has to be nice. And then if you're an asshole and now you in the principal's office, per se, i.e. HR, and people looking at you crazy and accusing you of creating a hostile work environment, even though, you know, you probably weren't even really being an asshole. But most of us, 99% of us, have to show up in a way that allows other people to feel good. And how you do that is staying even keel emotionally. You never high, never low. Everything's just great. Just good. It's good. Oh, you're moving me desk. I'm going to have a new manager. Okay, that's great. Is there anything I need to know right now? Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. You guys have a great day. That's it. That's all you need to give them. And you may get feedback saying, well, we don't know if you care. We don't know if you're passionate. And that's when you give people the speech. You say, hey, I'm an internal processor. And what that means is I am not going to emote physically, emote or be boisterous emotionally, either good or bad. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. That may not show up in a way that it shows up for you. And I would hope that you wouldn't judge me for being different. I hope that we would celebrate the diversity that we have here in this company. That's how you respond to, I don't know if you care. I don't know if you're passionate enough. The idea that you get dinged for not being passionate about a company you don't own is bananas to me. But go off, sis. Go off. Lisa did not get that feedback. She got the opposite feedback, which is you're too emotional. This is business. So we worked on that. Now, I'm going to take a quick break. Right now, Lisa has had this emotional outbreak and now she's been dinged. And this is where she comes to me for coaching. And I'm going to talk about how we turned that around and got her promotion when we get back from the break. Hey guys. It is the end of the year. It's almost over. It's almost 2024. And I got something I want to share with you. So, we have our audience survey. It's in the show notes. If you haven't done it, please done it. We really need you to do this audience survey because I need to know what content to produce for you in 2024, in season 8. On top of that, during the time that we take off every year, mostly for my birthday month, hey, birthday, Capricorn, basically, we are going to pick a couple people and you're going to get some free coaching from me. So please fill it out before the end of the year. I'm going to be picking around my birthday because it's my present to me to give myself work. Hey, and help you guys. So make sure you get this done. You got a couple weeks, 9 more. You can still do it afterwards, but we are going to shut it down the first week of January and pick some folks, and you'll be getting an email from me. So thank you to everybody who's already filled out the survey. I really appreciate y'all. It has been so helpful as we are planning our new season. And for all of you who haven't, especially if you personally know me and you have not filled out this survey, don't make me come for you. Don't make me call you. Don't have me call you if I have your phone number and you ain't filled out this survey. Because I'm going to start calling people over the break. Okay? Okay. Anyway, love you guys. Mean it. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys. We are back. We're talking about Lisa. She no longer works for Bobby. Now she's working for Ernesto. So nothing wrong with Ernesto. He just ain't got time. That's like, he's trying to get promoted. He's trying to live his life. And little known to us, he's actually trying to find another job. He's trying to leave the company. We don't know that part. But he's definitely not Bobby. And Ernesto is hands-off manager. So now you have somebody who is a hands-off manager for a person who's new to the company. Now, this could have been a disaster, but I'm glad Lisa recognized, like, oh, fuck, shit. I need some help. I don't know what I'm doing. Now I got this fool over here, Ernesto, and he don't care. He just, I don't know. He's not good or bad. He just don't care. So I'm having to learn how to manage agencies. I'm having to learn how to do all these things. And Lisa is like, oh my God, I'm in over my head. Great. I'm perfectly capable to help. So what we worked on is, one, we worked on building her relationship well. So one of the things I had her do was connect with the people she felt most comfortable with that weren't Black. Because at this company, there weren't a lot of Black people anyway. She was cool with a few Black people that were there, but they were also all at lower levels. There wasn't like a senior Black person. So this is where she had to get out of her comfort zone as a Black woman from humble beginnings and being uncomfortable with, interacting with folks, because she had in her previous roles seen like, well, if I try to be myself, I get judged this way, I get judged that way. So she was really working on that, how to show up in an effective way that's helpful to her career. And that's taxing. It is very taxing. But you just kind of hold your breath and count to 3 and you keep going, guys. Because the only way to really get promoted is to play what game that you're in. That's it. So as Black women, we can get promoted, right? We see Black women get promoted a number of times, but there's some sacrifice to it. There's some trade-off. And part of that trade-off is this authenticity you may want to have. You leave that at home a little bit. That's a hard reality. It's a hard reality. I don't even like saying that. And in some spaces, according to the space you're in, you can show up. Like, in fact, your job requires you to. Like, I've been thinking about the CEO of Essence, and I love seeing her. and love seeing her with green lipstick and elaborate hairstyles. Like she's like came back from the future. Like I love it. I love it all. But I recognize she works for Essence, guys. She works for a magazine that is for Black women. And she almost needs to live out loud in that way as the leader of this company that is catering to us. Could she be the CEO of Target and show up like that? Could she be the CEO of Sony Pictures, Disney? Could she be the CEO of JP Morgan Chase and show up in what feels and seems her authentic expression of how she wants to be in the world? We all know what the answer is. Probably not. She probably could not be the CEO and show up in that way for any of these other companies out here. Is that right? No, that's not right. Because she's probably so much more free mentally to bring so much more greatness to Essence because she doesn't have to spend mental and emotional energy thinking about how she has to show up, what clothes she has to wear, being uncomfortable in said clothes because those aren't the clothes she really wants to wear to express herself, not wearing the hairstyle she really wants to wear to express her creativity and originality and uniqueness in the world, because there would be so much drama and mental acrobats, political landmines. Because you got to understand, when you're the CEO or you're high up too, there's some young whippersnapper that's probably trying to come for your spot, right? And so you've got all these relationships you got to manage. And if you're not in the space that gives you the freedom to be who you are so you can focus, that's just more mental energy that you are going to have to expend to show up in a way that may not be intuitive to you, so that you can show up in a way that leaves it the impact that you need to leave in order to climb and get to where you're trying to go. So for Lisa, that was a hard pill to swallow. But I told her, you cannot show all this emotion, have all this emotion. I know you're an emotional being, but you got to keep that close to the vest. You can't show these things to them because now they're going to judge and label. And then you're going to have to fight this confirmation bias. And any little time that you get emotional, so like, somebody in your family is really sick or somebody dies, now you've got to be this stoic human in these circumstances in order to combat the narrative. You have to set the narrative early. You have to come in even keel when you started a new company. And whatever changes they're making, you just have to go with the flow. Why? Because it's not your company. You work for them. They pay you. They pay you to do a job. If they want to move you from this desk to that desk to wherever, they want to have you have 4 managers in 1 year. You have to navigate and ride the wave of it as long as you're there. And if you don't like it, leave. Leave. Please leave quick, fast, in a hurry. If you feel in your spirit, this is not for me, leave. But if there's something that you can learn, and if you can play this game and run this chessboard, then stay and learn, collect checks, right? Stay while it makes sense. But as soon as it doesn't make sense for you, leave. And so with Lisa, it was like, okay, let's see if we can get this promotion and then you can leave. Like, you don't have to stay. And so the first thing we did was work on her relationship wall, making sure she had the key relationships. We identified who had the juice in the organization. She got moved to the biggest desk in the company that had the most resources and was the biggest brand and a global brand. So she got to work on global projects with the global team, and she got to lead the North America team. I said, this is all good bullet points, girl. You're going to ride this out and you're going to do your thug do, even with Ernesto. And so she was doing great until Ernesto left. And then she got Jim. When we get back from the break, we're going to talk about when you get a manager that's scared of you because you Black and how to handle it when we come back. Hey there, travel enthusiasts. Are you tired of struggling to find hair and skincare products that cater to your unique needs while on the go? Look no further than blacktravelbox.com. Black Travel Box is your one-stop shop for travel-sized natural hair and skincare products, specifically curated for Black travelers. No more settling for generic products that don't work for your hair type or skin tone. Whether you're jet setting to a tropical island or embarking on a cross-country road trip, Black Travel Box has you covered with their convenient and TSA-approved travel kits. Plus, by supporting Black Travel Box, you're not just getting high-quality products, but you're also supporting a Black-owned business that is dedicated to promoting inclusivity in the travel industry. So, travel in confidence, style, and grace with Black Travel Box. Visit blacktravelbox.com now and get ready to slay your next trip. Don't let your beauty routine suffer while you explore the world. And hey guys, let me tell you, Black Travel Box products are amazing, especially that body butter. Listen, I got a promo code for you. Use the code JETSET. That's JETSET, all caps, JETSET. And you can get a discount from Black Travel Box because of who? The Trillis MBA. Happy travels, beautiful people. Now, let's get back to the show. Welcome back from the break, guys. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to talk about the most important thing. And we're going to talk about Lisa's new boss. Clearly not her boss now, but we're going to talk about Jim. So Lisa's pretty tall and she's not fat, but she's not skinny. Like she just average size. And so Jim is short. Jim's a short white man. I don't know where Jim is from. I know he has a family. He's like married. He has kids. And then there's Jim and there's Bob. So Bob is a new senior leader with something to prove. Oh my God. Bob's the worst. I can't stand Bob. Bob making all kind of rules that nobody else has to live by about what time to be in the office. Bob is doing the most. Jim is going along with it. And because Lisa is the junior person on the team, she has to figure out how to deal with these two numbnuts, mediocres. Lord have mercy. So in working through this, Bob had this thing about need to be in the office by 8 o'clock. Now, the culture of the company, most people get in between 8:30 and 9. And Bob's leader, who is the general manager, he tends to get in early, super early, so he can have time by himself. So Bob being insecure, he's like, okay, Jim, okay, Lisa, y'all need to be here because he's here. We need to be the best and show and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Horrible human. Read the room. Your boss wants to be alone, don't want to see you. That's why I come in at 7 because nobody's here until 8:39. So I come in early to have my thing. Now here you come at 7:30, bothering me, letting me know you're here and your team is here. You're stupid. This man's boss was so annoyed with him. He don't even work there no more because of this type of behavior. So prior to Jim and Bob, Ernesto had at least been laying the groundwork for Lisa to get promoted, right? She was doing great, handling a lot of stuff on her own, stepping up to the plate, punching above her weight, all the things, making Ernesto's life really easy for him to find this new job that he found, unbeknownst to Lisa. So Ernesto's gone. Lisa's now stuck with Jim. Jim is funny acting. He now is trying to put her back in her place because now that she has two people she's reporting into, he's taking her workload away because he has to prove he's worth something to the organization in his role because he's a senior manager and he's managing Lisa, who's a junior brand manager. And in this, Lisa's feeling a certain kind of way, right? She's trying to get promoted. And she had to realize she had to stop fighting because it wasn't getting her anywhere. And she also had to realize that, like, she wanted to call a meeting to talk about, hey, I'm not from up here. You got me driving in the snow. I almost killed myself. I almost got in this car accident. I could have died. Like, I'm not going to. And I said, nope, don't do that. He's saying be here at 8. Get there when you get there. Let him keep talking. You get there when you get there because you get there when everybody else gets there. So get there when you get there. Just make sure you get your work done. And just don't say anything about it. And let him talk how he talks. So one thing Bob would do was just come out of his office and talk at Bob and Lisa. And I was just let him talk and be like, okay, and just smile. And that's it.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? We have sort of a problem here. Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I forgot.
Yeah.
He's an insecure person. He just wants to be placated, but you do what you need to do and you keep going. And then you keep building these other relationships over here. And oh, by the way, just drop, little nuggets. So never say anything negative about Bob or Jim to anybody, but just say, yeah, Bob wants us to be in at 8:00. And so I, really have been working to do that, even though, everybody else comes in at 9. But, I know he's trying to make an impression. So we do our best, guys. We're doing our best. So when he's calling these 8:00 meetings with cross-functional team partners, that's how you do that. And you'll see it'll unravel. You don't have to be the one to complain. You don't have to be the voice of reason. You can just sit there and watch and just say yes and then do what you want to do, right? When it comes to things like what time you get in and you're being asked to do something that's outside the cultural norm of the organization, like keep your agency and don't be afraid. Because think about it like this. If Bob tries to get Jim would have to do it because Jim is Lisa's manager. So if Bob tells Jim, Lisa isn't showing up at 8:00. I've noticed she's not here at 8:00. We all need to be here at 8:00. And then Jim is going to go talk to you.
Hey, Bob said you need to be here at 8:00. So, can you get here at 8:00?
And you're like, okay. And then you just keep coming in when you come in. Either one or two things are going to happen. They're going to call HR in, and then y'all going to talk about the policy and the cultural norms. And then you're going to say, well, then everybody needs to come in at 8:00 then. Is that our policy? It's up to your manager's discretion. Oh, well, then why is he treating me differently than all the other people at work? Why is he treating me and Jim differently? Why are we being treated differently than everyone else? So that's how you combat that. It was really stupid. And so Lisa played it cool. They never confronted her. I'm sure Bob complained based on, how things went down. But Jim was afraid of Lisa. And so he never confronted her really about it. He mentioned it and he keep going. And he focused on the work. The other thing I told Lisa, I said, well, you can really work to get there at 8:00, but then leave exactly at 5. Like, do not stay past 5:00. Like at 4:55, you are shutting down. You go to the restroom, you put your coat on, you get yourself together, and you get out of there. Like, do not stay past 5:00. So those are your two options. And then if they try to schedule a meeting at 5, you say, oh, I'm sorry, I have a hard stop. Gotta go. Because if you want me here at 8, I'm not staying past 5. Because normally people would stay past 5. Like they'd be there at 5:36, 6:15. It was a later work culturally office. And so since they had you coming in the office at that, then it's like, why am I going to be here at 8 and then have to stay till 6? Like, I'm not, no. So again, there's no need to bring any of this up. Let your actions speak for you. This will save you a world of trouble. Do not complain. Do not fight. Just say, okay. Don't even say yes, sure. Say okay, because okay is one of those positive sounding words that means nothing.
Okay.
And they're like, well, you said you would do this. I said, no. I said, okay, I understood what you were saying. Like, keep your power. And as long as you're getting your work done and you're doing your best, it's not much they can really say to you.
Did you see the memo about this?
Yeah, I have the memo right here. I just forgot. But it's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
Now, when they're trying to figure out how to say your work product is not up to par when your work product has been fine, you know, you've been doing well, and now all of a sudden I work for you, and now there's issues. Can you help me understand why? And so I really worked with Lisa to unpack some of the language and to come up with better language. And so, you know, subtly, slowly but surely, they left her alone. And she was able to interview for a promotion role on another team. And she got off the team. And she was a lot happier. Because that was some fuck shit that she didn't sign up for. But she's doing well in her career, thriving. Also had to leave that company because, like I said, there weren't very many people of color that were in leadership positions. So as a Black woman, you only got promoted so far at this company. It was very obvious. Like once you made it to senior manager, you couldn't really get to director. So she had to leave so she could get her director strike. But that's another thing you got to pay attention to. Like how many people look like you across the company that are in director and higher roles. And if it's just one, but they're not even in your function, if there's none in your function, run. If there's one, run. If there's 2 or 3, okay, you might got a chance. You might, maybe. But when there's one or none, especially if it's a culture that's like a kind of cultish kind of culture. Like if it's a culture where they like a bunch of yes people. So the people who are go along and get along and everybody like, oh my God, I love, especially if they talk about that one Black person in leadership and they talk about them like this. Oh my God, I love her so much. She's just so great. Like, I just really love working with her. And she just really always has something insightful to say. Like, I just really love working with her. Like, if that's how they talk about that person, run. You're not going to make it unless you are able to play that game. Like, if you're really able to play that game. But I'm going to tell you right now, many of us, we believe that we get to a higher level of leadership and we are able to, you know, say our points of view and all those things. But if you see that this leader is non-confrontational, they don't really have a strong point of view, they keep running the same plays every year after year, they're not really the groundbreaking, innovative person. They don't get to be that person. And you know you want to be in that role, but be a groundbreaking, innovative person, then that company's not for you. You need to run. But if you can toe the company line and be the token Negro for them, then you got it. Do that. Get that check. Make that money, honey. That's why we're here. Okay? But make sure you're making a conscious decision. And so for Lisa, she definitely moved to a place where she could thrive. And like, she was wanted, at least, for the first 2 years. I'm proud of everyone that goes through the fires and comes out on the other side, and you're not as scathed, you're not as burnt, you're not as traumatized as I've seen some of us be, as I have been. And you're comfortable and confident in what you can do and how you can read the tea leaves and how you can, speak for impact, and you can manage your narrative. It helps you to feel in control. And that's really what I want you to understand, that you do have a level of control. Now, you'll get curveballs, life will be life, and things will happen. But if you understand the company's culture, if you understand how to move, how to address conflict, how to ask the right questions, how to build relationships, understanding who to build relationships with. Again, this is chess. Then you really can give yourself a fighting chance to grow your career, whoever you are, including you, Black woman. But if you are just going in and you got your head down and you're like, I'm just going to outwork them, it don't work like that. If that was the case, a bunch of people would be in Harvard just from what's on paper and nothing else. If you could just outwork them, if you could just have the best test scores, if you could just have the best grades, if you could just outwork them, then we wouldn't have people wondering why their kids not getting into Ivy League when they are the valedictorians and the salutatorians, because it's not all about the work. It's about your personality. It's about the extracurriculars you do. It's about how you contribute to the organization. Do you fit? Do you make yourself fit? Are you malleable? All these things, all these intangible things that you can manipulate if you understand the environment that you're in. So part of your homework is, if you're planning on staying with the company you work for now, or you're about to start a new company in the new year, I want you to take time to really take stock in what are the cultural norms of the company, who got the juice in the company. Make a hit list of people who you want to make relationships with, and how you're going to create openings, how you're going to create that visibility. I want you to evaluate, what desk am I at relative to the company? Is this a good seat? Is it a not great seat? Am I in the back of the bus, or am I in the front of the bus? Am I driving the bus? Where do I sit in regards to what's important in the company's perspective, right? And don't get confused by people telling you that what you do is important. Because, child, I have had that happen to me. I was on the shittiest desk in the whole company and was sold a bill of goods when I came in the organization about how important the portfolio was. Child, wise. Don't be bamboozled. So, with all that said, the most important thing, guys, is to pay attention. That's the most important thing. If you just pay attention, look at your company for the chessboard it is, and play your game, you're going to be all right. Now, if you need some help trying to figure out your chessboard, you can always hit me up with your particular situation at trillandba.com/coaching. I'll have a few slots open. over the next couple of weeks because we're going to go on break and we're in our planning season for season 8. We'll also be recording season 8 soon here. So preparing, gearing up for the new season. Woo. In the new year, 2024. But again, trillionba.com/coaching, or you can email me at ask@trillionba.com. I'm here to answer any questions, concerns that, it's pretty quick to answer. If I do email you back and say, oh, you got to schedule a coaching call, it's just too much. It's just, you really try to get a whole coaching session in an email, and I can't do that. But if it's a quick question, I do try to get back to you within 48 hours. If you email us and we don't hit you back in about 2 days, bring it back. Be persistent. Get your answer. Okay? Again, that's trillionba.com/coaching or ask@trillionba.com. If I can't help you, I will definitely find somebody who can. Okay? Listen, guys, wind down here. It's that time. I'm going to eat real good. I want y'all to have a Merry Christmas. And if y'all are listening to this on Christmas, shout out to you, because I won't be listening to this show on Christmas, and this is my show. But hopefully you don't have to work this week. If you do, God bless you. I appreciate all the people who don't get to take these next 2 weeks off or act like they working. They not. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do, because I'm sure you're out here making sure I'm able to get the things I need, moving these streets how I like to move, because somebody out there working while I get to play. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you for listening. Appreciate you for sharing this with somebody you care about that is in these corporate streets trying to figure out how to make it do what it do. So again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all the other holidays that I don't know enough about. Appreciate y'all too. We love everybody here. So until next week, I have such a good episode for the last episode of the season. Me and my B-School bestie cutting up. So yeah, look forward to that. And until next week, guys, keep it trill. The Trill NBA Show is a Fair World Corp LLC production. Executive produced by Felicia and Rose Inuha. Sound design and editing by Chris Mann with Podshaper. Theme music is Kick Push by Brian Little. Keep it trill every day, y'all.